What's up, everyone? This is FP Sticks bringing you some Go Battle League battles. We are now in the Ultra League. So Ultra League has now dropped for Go Battle League. And if you are like me, you might not want to be investing a whole lot of Stardust into this league. Mainly because with the Sylph Cups around, I really like to kind of save my Stardust for fun, interesting metas like that. So what I have for you guys today is a line of 3 that is very inexpensive to run. The secondary charge moves on all 3 of these Pokemon, Clefable, Swampert, and Meganium, are only 10,000 Stardust apiece, so really nice. You do have to max out the Clefable. And the Swampert and the Meganium, you have to max out the Meganium as well, and the Swampert is very high level there. So most of your dust will be from getting these Pokemon to that level, but the secondary charge moves and the candies should not be a problem. Within this Ultra League, the 2 Giratina forms are kind of running rampant. So that's kind of my logic for running Clefable, and I've been running Clefable as a lead a lot. Because I've also been noticing that there are a lot of fighting types running around in this meta as well. A lot of people are running Lick Snorlax, and so to counter that, people are bringing in their fighters. And so Clefable just shreds through that stuff as well. I really like Clefable for its access to Psychic and Meteor Mash. And the fact that it is not part flying, so you're not going to be taking super effective damage from the ancient powers from Giratina Altered form, because everyone is running Giratina Altered. Like in every single battle I think that takes place within this video, the person that I'm going against has a Giratina Altered. So very favorable matchups for Clefable. At this point in time, I was running Sludge Wave on Swampert because I wanted some more threat against the fairies, but I have since changed it to Earthquake because I want to have a move that hits Giratina for neutral still. The Hydro Cannon and Sludge Bomb just wasn't doing enough. And I have Meganium as well as another kind of answer to Registeel, and a lot of people have been running Swampert as their like safe switch, and so Meganium just absolutely puts a stop to that. It can tank a Sludge Bomb, no problem. I really have not done hardly any Ultra League battles just in general, so this meta, like this Ultra League, feels a little refreshing to me because I've been like doing the Great League grind for so long. I've noticed that all of the Pokemon in this league can tank attacks a little bit better. You don't really get one-shotted by anything, which is really nice. I feel like especially the starter Pokemon, like Swampert, it really shines in Ultra League because you're able to get its way better stat product going on there. It's so glassy in Great League, and it really feels like it can tank some more hits in here. So let me know what you guys think of this line of 3. I have been enjoying it so far. I believe in this video I go 8-2 with it, and then honestly after I stopped recording I went 5-0 with this same line. I would highly recommend, if you are going to use premium passes, that you do it now before people figure out this meta. Even though I'm rank 10 and the rank doesn't reset, so all these battles are at rank 10 still. The competition is nowhere near as tough as the Great League battles were towards the end of that season. So I would definitely recommend dropping some premium passes now and doing some charge TM grinding again if you want to. I know I was not doing premium on Great League for a while because it's just getting so obnoxious, those rank 10 battles, but... So let's kind of commentate on what's going on here. Clefable against Giratina. Again, very favorable matchup, but Giratina Altered is just so insane at ripping off those charge moves. The resistances that it has with the Ghost and Dragon typing really is what makes Giratina shine. Its bulk is insane, and its charge moves are really great. They're all pretty spammy when you pair it with Dragon Claw or... Shadow Claw as the fast move, and then you can pair that with Dragon Claw and Ancient Power for the charge moves. And man, if you get the boost with Ancient Power, it's absolutely disgusting. You're getting stab on Shadow Claw and Dragon Claw as well. I've run into some people running Dragon Breath on their Giratina, so just something to watch out for. But personally, I really like the energy generation and damage output of Shadow Claw. It's just a really great move. My Meganium survives that Flash Cannon, and my Clefable comes in and barely faints down that Registeel. Going up against Pedro Marcelo 12. See where we lead here. Clefable lead into Swampert. So this isn't super favorable for me just because Swampert's going to be able to put on so much shield pressure. So I correctly timed my switch to catch this Hydro Cannon. Honestly, if you're the Swampert versus Clefable, you can just go straight Hydro Cannon and feel pretty comfortable about that scenario. Hydro Cannon's such an amazing move. Now, Snorlax is not really the best answer to Meganium. That lick damage really adds up, but I'm definitely going to be able to outpace Snorlax to get to these Frenzy Plants versus them getting to their Body Slam. So going for another Frenzy Plant here, I want to end this matchup up a shield. So I do get the shield there, really great for me. But I know that I'm going to be able to comfortably get to another Frenzy Plant. This is going to force him to either lose this scenario, man, or burn his second shield. So I have regained control of the match. This is so important to do regardless of what you're doing, whether it's Go Battle League or a Sylph Cup. The secondary matchup is the most important matchup in the game because that's really going to determine who has control over the rest of the match. Granted that you both have well-rounded lines of 3. So bring back in my Clefable on this Swampert. Gonna let this Sludge Wave go through. Yikes. Most people are running Earthquake on their Swampert, so I didn't know what that was going to be. I have all this stored energy, but I'm going to let the Clefable go down. Bring in my own Swampert. I am up a shield. I know I'm going to have to shield this up. And then I want to farm down this Swampert, but he's going to get to another Hydro Cannon, so I throw my Hydro Cannon right here. I don't want to risk losing the CMP tie. And he's got that Clefable in the back. I really need to hit this Sludge Wave. This might actually be the match that I lose, maybe? Sludge Wave lands. Can I get to Hydro Cannon? It's going to be so close. Yep. Clefable's just barely able to take me out. Very close match there. Lands the Psychic. Good games. Going up against Gyro 260695. So I went to the Portland Mega Tournament and had a lot of fun. Did not do nearly as well as I had hoped. And I kind of felt like I disappointed a lot of people that were rooting for me there, so it kind of felt bad. But I will be bringing you actually a couple videos on that tournament. One video with all my wins, one video with all my losses, and then one video kind of recapping some of Katie's matches. And we're really going to kind of break down what we did correctly and what we need to improve on. It's going to be a great learning video for all you guys out there that are interested in the Rose Cup. Lots to take away from that, so be looking forward to that. It's going to take me a little bit longer to edit, and I wanted to get this video up as quickly as possible. So I'm up against the Mew, and when you're up against the Mew, you never know what they're running. This Mew is currently running Shadow Claw and Dragon Claw, and I believe Wild Charge is the second move, but we might have not seen it yet. I bring in my Meganium here, which is questionable for sure. That Aura Sphere really hurts. If I land this Earthquake, the Lucario is going to be one shot, but most people like to shield their Lucario. Lucario's pretty glassy. That Frenzy Plant would have been resisted, but it honestly would have still done an amazing amount of damage. I know he still has that Mew in the back, so I'm going to bring out my Swampert because I want him to burn his energy here. Otherwise, I would have been able to get to a Hydro Cannon, so I'm going to let it go. He's totally depleted on energy, which is exactly what I want. Out comes the Mew. It gets charmed down. He still has the Lucario, and it's Giratina in the back. This is great. Thank goodness I saved this shield for Clefable. I anticipated there being a Giratina in the back. But look at this. Even though this is a favorable matchup for Clefable, I have to shield up these moves. I would resist Dragon Claw very heavily, but if that was an Ancient Power, it would really suck. I'm assuming this is the Ancient Power. It's a Dragon Claw. He must not have a second charge move. So many people are low on Stardust right now that they can't afford that second move on Giratina. I was able to farm down the perfect amount of energy and throw this Meteor Mash onto the Lucario. And I'm able to take that game there. Good games. We'll see how this Ultra League, Go Battle League pans out. I'm sure the meta will get pretty stale pretty fast. But, man, like, Ultra League is very expensive if you want to be competitive in this. So I try to bring you guys a nice little budget line of 3 that really has been working for me. Swampert, a lot of people have been using it as a safe swap. So that is absolutely why I'm running Meganium, and again for that extra Registeel coverage. Have not ran into too many Registeels. Going up against an Armored Mewtwo, I would not recommend powering up an Armored Mewtwo right now because I believe there's an event where it's coming back and it's going to learn Psystrike, I'm pretty sure, on Pokemon Day or something like that. And that's definitely going to give it some more wins. So save your dust for sure on Armored Mewtwo. Out comes Giratina. If I had Earthquake, I would have been able to throw that, but honestly, I'm just going for the Clefable here to charm this down. Now, Meteor Mash is going to hit Regirock for super effective here. Oh my gosh, that does a lot of damage. This person is saving both their shields. I'm going to commit my final shield here, and I'm totally okay with it, because one charm goes through, and all he has left is this Giratina. I'm expecting multiple Ancient Powers to come my way. And they definitely do add up. Man, if he got the boost, this would be very risky for me. But every single charm that I get through is giving me an advantage. Now, unlike Wigglytuff, Clefable is just pure Fairy. So you don't have that nice immunity tier resistance to the Ghost types, which is unfortunate. So the Shadow Claw damage is no joke. It still adds up. But I bring in my Meganium. Meganium is so bulky it can handle anything that Giratina throws at it. I just fast move it down, and my opponent faints with 2 shields. Here's another set of 5. So Clefable against Togekiss here. I'm pretty sure that Clefable gets to its charge moves slightly faster than Togekiss. Because Togekiss is running Ancient Power. It might be a tie there. I need to look at the energy cost on that stuff. But I anticipate that this person has a Giratina in the back, so that is why I swapped in my Swampert. And just going straight Hydro Cannon here. Does a lot of damage to Togekiss. I get the shield, and they are able to charm me down, so great play on their part. I'm still up 2 shields. Every charm that I take from Togekiss really hurts. It's not able to get off another charge move, which is good for me. We'll see what ends up coming out. It's a Swampert. I need to get my Meganium on that thing instantly, and there's the Giratina. Oh boy. Earthquake is going to hit for neutral. But kind of looking at the damage that Earthquake does versus the damage that Frenzy Plant does, I almost think in some scenarios I might want to just go straight Frenzy Plant, and I think I actually do that on some of these matches just purely to apply shield pressure. Again, I am not super familiar with Ultra League at all, so I need to look into some of these simulations. But just going for Frenzy Plant here to try to burn this last shield still does not take... And yeah, see how much damage Frenzy Plant did there? It seemed like it was almost like half of Earthquake. I don't know. It definitely is resisted. He gets, or they switch in their Swampert again. And because Clefable is so trash at putting on shield pressure, there's no hope of winning this. This Swampert's going to be able to get to another Hydro Cannon and take me out. Swampert is so fast. I love using Swampert. I actually ran into one Razor Leafer in this set, and I'll tell you what, it was not the Razor Leafer that you would ever expect. Going against Frosty 222 here. This might be the guy. Okay, amazing lead for me. There's that other Giratina Origin form. I'm surprised he stayed in there for that long. Out comes Swampert. Meganium comes in. I'm assuming that he has... Earthquake and Hydro Cannon, so no shield here. None of that stuff is really going to hurt me at all. Then we end up CMP tying here, which was kind of stupid. I shouldn't have thrown the charge move. I should have just tried to commit Divine Whipping this thing down. Going for the Frenzy Plant. Even if I undercharged it, it still would have taken out Swampert. But I still have energy stored up. Out comes the Giratina again. There is no sense in shielding this Meganium. It has done its job. But Ominous Wind does not take me out, and I'm still able to get to a Frenzy Plant here, which is amazing. Giratina Origin is not as tanky as Giratina Altered. That would still be resisted damage, but... In comes the Clefable again. I am so surprised that this person is staying in. Probably try to burn some shields. They go straight for the Shadow Ball. They have their own Clefable in the back, so this is an easy victory for me. I honestly could just go straight Hydro Cannon here, but I'm going to build up to the Sludge Wave and then throw the Hydro Cannon as bait. They don't take the bait, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put on so much shield pressure with Hydro Cannon. Get the last shield there. Kind of debatable on what I could do here. I'm going to shield this up because I can get to another Hydro Cannon before they charm me down. I even overfarm a little bit there because I don't want this Giratina to farm as much energy off of me. I'm assuming the Giratina is pretty low on energy because it just threw a Shadow Ball. And I have a Psychic ready here, so this should be enough to take out the Giratina. Boom. Able to take that game. Going against Yudu Ryong. I think that's how you say his name. So not the best matchup for me, again, because I can just get out-spammed by those Hydro Cannons. There's the Giratina Altered. Definitely expecting that thing to meet my Meganium. It's a great answer to it. I'm just going straight Frenzy Plant here to hopefully apply a lot of shield pressure. Again, I need to re-look into this simulation. I could be incorrect here, but just kind of visually looking at the damage of Frenzy Plant versus the damage of Earthquake, it seems like Frenzy Plant does about half of Earthquake, and I really love just kind of putting on this shield pressure. I believe I even get a shield out of him here. Possibly. We'll see. I let this go. Dragon Claw doesn't take me out. I bring in my Clefable again to farm this thing down. I'm expecting the Swampert to come back out. And now my Clefable is kind of stuck in here. So maybe not the best play on my part switching that out, but I did not want that Giratina to farm my Meganium down. He's going straight Hydro Cannon, which again is totally cool. Since most people are running Hydro Cannon and Earthquake, Hydro Cannon is such an amazing move. Just spam it. Totally fine. He switches, though, which is very interesting, and I think this was the mistake that cost him the match. I still cannot switch out. My switch timer is not up yet. But I can let Clefable go down. This still doesn't even take me out. I'm going to bring in my own Swampert. I know he's got his Swampert in the back. I'm assuming that has a little bit of residual energy on it. So I do need to be aware of that and come out of this Snorlax matchup with some stored energy, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to win the CMP tie against that Swampert. I also need to make sure that my health stays above Hydro Cannon range, but that is not happening anymore. That lick damage is taking me too low. I get the last shield there, really good for me. Out comes the Swampert, and because I overfarmed so much, I'm able to beat his Swampert to the Hydro Cannon. Thank goodness for me. That really solidified this victory. I still don't think Body Slam would take me out at this range, but I'm definitely going to play it safe because I should be able to comfortably get to this Hydro Cannon and take this match. Oh my gosh, we're lagging right there. I almost about pooped my pants because if I would have lost that, I would have been real upset. Land the Hydro Cannon. I'm able to take that game. Good games. Going against Warner G. I'm slowly trying to build my rating up, but I've been seeing a decent amount of Lucarios as well, and the movesets are pretty diverse from what I've seen. Very surprised that they are staying in here, but look at this. What a ballsy play. The power-up punch bait, and then they leave, so they don't even get to benefit from the attack boost, and they switch lock their Swampert onto my Meganium. Very interesting. Honestly, I would have just gotten out of that matchup right off the bat. Earthquake doesn't do anything to me. Over farming here, but this time I learned my lesson and I beat the Swampert to this charge move. I don't want to result in a CMP tie again. Wanted to force him to decide to either shield or kind of give me the control there. Out comes Giratina, fully expecting everyone to have Giratina. It's totally fine with me, honestly, because this line of 3 has really been pretty solid for me, as you can see. And especially now that I've changed my Swampert to Earthquake instead of Sludge Bomb, I have even more kind of coverage against Giratina. Good coverage against Registeel for sure. So pretty well-rounded and a pretty inexpensive team. I definitely don't want to blow all my dust on Ultra League. Especially since Master League is also going to be so expensive because you have to max out the Pokemon and try to find the 100% IV. So lots of things to consider. I go for the Psychic. Oh, this is... Okay. I think this match is insanely close. And I get the Psychic debuff, I'm pretty sure. Out comes the Lucario. I'm able to catch this charge move with my Swampert, which is amazing. And then I'm going to be able to farm it down. It's just a power-up punch. I wish I could have farmed it down a little bit more. Out comes the Giratina. Oh, it might not be this matchup. It might be the next match. Yeah, the final match. Hydro Cannon does a decent amount, and it's very spammy. But Swampert's going to resist Ancient Power, so not sure why they're going for Ancient Power. Maybe they only have one charge move. Dragon Claw would definitely be the way to go there. Able to take out that Giratina. Okay, final round. I think this is where Clefable really proves itself. Going against Nicolaus, NH. Okay, Clefable against Snorlax is a very interesting matchup. I don't think it's very good for me because the Snorlax can apply more shield pressure. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's a Razor Leaf Leafeon. Absolutely wrecking Swampert. I'm able to land this Sludge Wave, but it doesn't one-shot, and so very favorable scenario for them. Now whatever I bring in is going to be switch-locked against their Pokemon because of how fast that secondary matchup took place. I'm anticipating Giratina to come out. Yep. Ooh, this is a good match. This is a good match to end on. I'm glad that this is at the end of the video. Going straight Frenzy Plant again here because both shields are up. I just want to put on a lot of shield pressure. And in my head, okay, I switch into my Clefable. Out comes the Snorlax again. I'm trying to think to myself, I don't know what purpose my Meganium serves right now. Because it's now going to be squared off against that Giratina. It's going to be really rough. I have to start committing shields, though. I do shield this Body Slam. Going for the Psychic. I'm expecting a shield here. Clefable is horrible at applying shield pressure, though. It really sucks. Charm just does not generate energy that fast, but it does a lot of damage, so... I commit my last shield to Clefable, and I am just hoping that I can charm down the Snorlax before he gets to a Body Slam. Able to do it, and I need to land this Psychic. I get the Psychic, and look at this. This is the game changer. I get the shield. The defense fell. So that was actually a CMP tie there. Thank goodness I landed the Psychic. Now, in comes Meganium with stored energy. Landing the Earthquake. Is it enough? Is it enough? Oh my gosh. Boom. Able to take that game because of the Psychic debuff. Very fun. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support the channel and be on my friends list and train with me, head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.